Sharing to you this week's Parshas Bolok, something very nice from the Rebbe's father, Rebbe Yitzchok Zatzal. This week's Parshas we have in the third Nevuah, the prophecy of Bilam, and one of the things he says over there is V'yoroim mi'agag malkoi, which means from Yaakov Avinu, from Bnei Yisrael, the Obois will come out a king who will rule over Agag. Rashbam, many Mefarshim explain that this is referring to the family of Amalek, the haters of the Jewish people, and all Amalek is called with the name Agog, as we find in this week's Parsha. In the Haftarah from Parshas Zochar, we have the king of Amalek, he was called Agag, and also in the Megillah, Haman Hoagogi. Asks from Rabbi Yitzchok, why is the family of Amalek also called with the name of Agag? Everything has a meaning. Rabbi Yitzchok will explain both in the meaning of the word and also in the gematria, as I'll soon explain. But first I have to share. Rabbi Yitzchok will now explain a novel pshat of when we wear tefillin. Everybody asks this question. Before everything is exact, this is halacha Moshe Misinai. Anyone could see when you have tefillin, there are two shins on either side of the shorosh. One has 3 branches and the other has 4. All Mefarshim ask the question, what's the reason of 3 and 4? And Rabbi Levi is going to give an unbelievable explanation. And just to start off, Agog adds up to number 7. How many branches do we have both sides? 7. You're going to see the connection here now. Said Rabbi Yitzchok, there's 4 things that we see with this Agog family. Number 1, it comes from the word gag, which means roof. Number 2, just mentioned, that adds up to 7. Aleph Gimel Gimel. Number 3, if you look in the story in the Haftarah and Shmuel of Parshas Zochar, in the Haftarah from Parshas Zochar, it says that when King Shaul HaMelech overruled over Amalek, and that's what the pasuk means, V'sinosi Malchusai, V'yoreh Me'agag Malkoi, that the Shaul HaMelech will overcome the first king of Amalek, which is the Agog, the Haftarah from Parshas Zochar. So it says that Shaul killed out the whole tribe, the whole nation, but he didn't kill the king himself. And Shmuel HaNavi took him and ripped him apart, and he says he took him ma'adanois, mem ayin nun dalet sof, ma'adanois. And many Mefarshim, there's one Mefarshim is that he chained them up, he tied them up. That's the key word. So Rabbi Yitzchok is focusing that they tied up this Agog. And the 4th thing is, we have in Chumash and in Medrash all over, Amalek, Agog, Haman, they want Ashekor Chobaderech, they want to bring in coldness into a Yid service to Hashem. Rabbi Levi is going to tie all these things together and how it connects to tefillin. And in a nutshell, we spoke many times, the way the tefillin shorosh works, Hashem wants you should put the tefillin on your top of your head, and then 2 straps come out, and then there's a knot in the back, and from that it comes out 2 straps in the front, down to your heart. Anyone who learns Tanya knows the first few prakim. When a person thinks about Hashem, he has chokhmah, bina, wisdom and understanding. But then that's not enough. You have to have what's called da'as. The end of Perek Gimel. Da'as means bond with it, internalize it, digest it. A person could know something in his mind and it stays there. It stays on the roof, on the gag. The whole idea is bond it with yourself, internalize it, connect with it. And that's the knot of connecting your head with your body. And that's the whole tefillin. That knot brings down that you should have two sides, the straps go on Ahava and Yira. Love for Hashem, and that brings you to do mitzvahs, and Yira brings that you should do fear, or for Hashem brings you to hold yourself back, not to transgress something Hashem doesn't want. And this is what Amalek and Agog and Haman are all about. They say, we don't care if you have your Chochmah Binah, you want to think about Hashem, no problem, keep it in your head, in your gag, in the roof. Didn't come down. And that's also Amalek. We spoke many times that the Rebbe says in Torah, Amalek comes from the word Umolak Esroish. He snips off the head. He's separating the head from the body. I don't want that knot. And that's why in Chassidus it says Amalek, Agog, they are against that knot, which is called, they are Da'as the Klippa. Da'as, they don't want that bonding, that connection. And now you understand how everything now fits together. Hashem said, I'm giving you mitzvahs tefillin to counteract, overcome the klippa of this family Agog. And that's why number one, the name of it is Agag. He shows the klippa, keep it in your head. It adds up to 7, going on to 7 middays. Because from your knowledge, from your das, it'll give birth to your feelings in the heart. And that's what he's against. And that's the 7. And that's why Agog, Shmuel Navi tied him up. The opposite is us tying the tefillin on ourselves, bonding with it. You should tie the tefillin. The opposite was Agog. That's why they chained him up. In chains of iron. Shmuel Navi tied up this Agog. And now you'll see interesting thing says, beautiful thing says the Rebbe's father about kvirus, coldness. The Gemara says in Brachas, in many places, we have it in a Pasuk in Iyov, in Omus, the Novi. There is a star. It's called Kima. In English, it's Pleiades. And it's a cluster of stars that have a cluster of 7 stars, 7. Now, this Hashem created. Hashem created cold. Hashem created warmth. There's a balance. When it comes to negative things, we're supposed to be cold to it. When it comes to ruchnis, we're supposed to be warm to it. Hashem has Eishamayim, cold and hot. But look over here. That's in Kedushas. This Kimod, where Hashem created these 7 stars, this cluster of 7 stars, that's holy. Haman, Agog wants to take that kvirus, he wants to take that coldness from the 7 stars, and he wants to say, I'm going to use it out against the Yid in Klippa. And that's why he adds up also Agog 7, corresponding to the cluster of these 7 stars of Pleiades, of Kima, which the Eibusher created, that's in the holiness, but he wants to use it out in Klippa. And now you see how all this comes connected. Why he was called Agog, from the name of showing on his klippa, keep it in your head, the Agag. Also it adds up to 7. Why he was tied up by Shmuel Navi, and why his coldness, the opposite from the 7 stars of the Kima. And that's what we do, all these positive things. We have tefillin to show we're going to bond with it. It has the 7 branches of the shin. We tie it on the hand, and also we make sure that we have the proper coldness to negative things, warmth to Torah mitzvahs, and that's why all the Amalek is hinted in the name of Agag to symbolize this whole concept. This is a novel pshat of why the tefillin has 7 branches corresponding the opposite of what Agog wants to accomplish. That Yid should have Torah mitzvahs, learn about Hashem, Chochmah Binah, connect with it, and that will bring to your Ava v'Yirah, your love and fear to Hashem.